we are not leveraging one of the greatest assets that we have in our kit bag for transition. An asset that we have earned, an asset that we've built through miles and scars and deployments and struggle and triumph, an asset that is valued around the world. We leave it behind us. We leave it in the team room. We leave it in the squad bay, in the ready room, regardless of our service. And that asset is our story. This video is about warrior storytelling. And more importantly, it's about warrior storytelling to support you in transition. I spent almost 23 years of my life in the Army. Almost 18 of that was as a Green Beret, conducting deployments in Central and South America, the Middle East, and Southwest Asia. And I saw time and time again the power that story had in some of the darkest tribal places on the planet. In fact, I teach storytelling to this day. At Fort Bragg, I teach it to law enforcement, to the FBI, I teach it to business leaders around the world. I've seen story as one of the most compelling forms of communication, and it is a very, very powerful thing. But it's absent in transition. Every year we have 200,000 veterans, men and women just like you, who are leaving the military, who are going on to the next ridgeline in their life. Some are retiring, some are transitioning, but they're moving into an entirely different world that can frankly be kind of terrifying. I know, because I just did it 3 years ago. And even though I retired and I thought I had a great plan in place, it was tough. And I found myself challenged in a variety of ways to reconnect to a civil society that I frankly didn't understand that well. I'm here to tell you that storytelling, warrior storytelling, is one of the greatest assets that you can use in transition. And for the next few minutes, that's what we're going to train on. That's what we're going to work on. The first question that a lot of people ask is, what is a story? Well, I'll tell you. A story is an asset for you. A story is a transition asset for you. When you think about the things that you're going to carry from the military into transition, into your new life, I want you to think heavily about your story, your backstory, the miles that you've run, the scars that you've built, the lessons that you've learned. That story is going to serve not just you, but everyone around you. So working on it now, right now, as part of your transition program is critical. Whether you're going to go get a job, whether you're going to start your own business, whether you're going to ask for investment money, whether you're going to go back to school and convince an administration's board to accept you, or anything in between, your backstory and how you tell that story of where you've been and where you're going and how your transformation as a leader can serve others, it is powerful, powerful stuff. And it will set you apart from everybody else. The next question that people often ask is, okay, I understand that story is powerful in the places like Afghanistan and Iraq, and I understand that in some business circles it's important, but why is story universally important? What is it about story that makes it so special? What I will tell you is this, it's just this simple. Story is the oldest form of communication in the world. We've been speaking language for 10,000 years only. We've been on this earth for 200,000 years. In that time, that 10,000 year period of speaking language, story is the oldest and most effective form of communication. It hits us in the heart. It affects our emotions. It affects the limbic part of our brain where the big decisions are made. Not logic, not ration. Emotion drives big decisions. It gives memory and meaning to random facts and patterns of data. And that leads to action. And whether that action is to decide to hire you, to invest in you, to allow you to pursue a higher education in an Ivy League school, or something in between, memory and meaning come from story, and that leads to action. Peter Gubber, in his book, Tell to Win, he said this, move people's hearts, and their wallets and their legs will follow.